had basically 2 weeks off. Got a ton done. Finished part 2 of the Veterans documentary. Got 2 videos done for the TAT. I'm going to reconnect with the trail basically in Monticello, Utah. It snowed an inch here in Colorado Springs yesterday. So, yeah. Got oil change done on the bike. Got my front tire flipped around. Utah, here we come. That'll be the first time I'm back in dirt. We'll be in Utah. We'll see what the rest of the Transamerica Trail has to offer. I'm gonna get up here and get back to the trail. And I will catch you probably tomorrow. I may film something in the hotel room tonight, but we'll see.
6.5 hours later.
This is what's known as perfect timing. I rolled in here about 30 seconds ago. And this is where they let me park the bike. So yeah. Alright, that was more of a squall than an actual storm. Because it's already basically over. But that's where I get to park my bike for the night. Made it to Dove Creek, Colorado. It's like right on the Utah border. I'm gonna get settled in, get changed, go get dinner. And I don't have any footage to download or anything, so it's just gonna be a quiet night. So I will check you later.
Tomorrow.
Spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch. For being a non-smoking place, it sure smells like weed a lot. Just headed to Monticello. I'll get gas there. There's a group of 2 ahead of me by about a day. They stayed in Moab last night, and they were not able to get through the La Salle area because of snow, which I kind of expected, so that doesn't really surprise me. So I'm gonna end up actually doing pretty much the exact same thing that I did when I was coming through on the BDR. It's 48 degrees. Welcome back to the TAT. 18 days, I think, till Giant Loop, which should be more than enough time to get up there. You're all caught up. Not much changed. I got the new double take mirror arms. But yeah, into Utah, back into the dirt. There is absolutely no way that I could have done any of Colorado off-road. I was in rain a good bit of yesterday, and when I wasn't in rain, there was snow right up the edges of the road. Here's where I was gonna stay. They were actually full. It looks like nothing, but man, it is so nice in there. But it did lower tire pressures. I'm at 30 front and rear, so I'm not like super low or anything. I know I gotta go around La Salle because the snow does not allow me to get through. I do gotta be a little bit careful. Utah is one of those places, anything wet with this dirt is not a great idea. 5 miles, there's something, but the text on it is so tiny. There's no hope of me reading that. The only thing that changed, I did not actually change my tires. I just flipped the front. I do think I will be okay, and then I will make it on this set of tires to Giant Loop. But the only other thing I did is I got so Double Take came out with, they started making their own hardware for their mirrors. So for the longest time, like 20 plus years, Ram Mounts made the arms and the ball mounts and all the little adapters and stuff. Double Take mirrors just made the mirrors, you know, this bit. Well, a couple of years ago, for some reason that I will never understand, Ram started making their own mirrors. I think they called them travel mirrors or something. They also made ones for like side-by-sides and stuff like that, which, you know, who cares? but they made an almost direct copy of these. You know, they were a slightly different shape, but that was it. It was the identical thing. Now, you know, a couple of years after that started happening, he's now come out with these, and honestly, they're better. The mount down here is steel reinforced, so it won't crush it like it does on the Ram mounts ones. And then these arms are a little bit longer than the ones that Ram makes, so I'm able to get my mirrors into a little bit better position without having an extension on them. And they seem to be even more stable than the Ram mount one. All I did, I kept the mirror and I just got the rest of the components, so I didn't have to buy a whole new like set. And I got a new throttle lock. Atlas sent me another throttle lock. Thank God. That thing, man, you know the saying, if you don't know how good you have it till it's gone? Man, I did not know how good I had it with the Atlas throttle lock until I didn't have it. I was like, oh, f***, my hand hurts so much. It was so bad. But yeah, it's good to be back on the road. What will be interesting today is once I get past Moab, I go up Gemini Bridges, which is literally where Tana and I think it is the first time I ever camped off of a motorcycle. It was the very first adventure bike trip I ever did. And I was on my Triumph Scrambler at the time. I don't even know what tires I had on it at the time. That was when my seat fell off. Like, I had all sorts of problems. But it'll be really funny to see what Gemini Bridges is like now for me. See, and the GPS says I'm going left, but I'm immediately reconnecting with the road. Yeah, that's an old, that's not a road anymore, guys. That's not a trail. That's nothing. Because yeah, that's private property. That's for the mine. It's saying that it's this road right here, which has a damn guard station on it. That's not a road, guys. You can't use that. Thanks, Sam. Alright, well, there's LaSalle. But the route curves around and goes up through those mountains, which is the part that I know that I can't do because there's snow. So I'm just going to follow this, connect to the highway, go into Moab, and I will see you in Moab. Alright, welcome to Moab. We're going to get up here to Gemini Bridges. I'm going to take off my mid-layer because it's 80 degrees. Moab's neat. It's kind of fallen victim to the off-road Mecca thing, just a little too much. It's just too damn busy, like the majority of the time anymore. I think they finally had to ban Razors and side-by-sides and stuff from driving just in the regular, you know, main corridor, because it was just too much. It's super gorgeous though. Arches National Park is all this. Moab's beautiful. It's amazing. It's unbearable in the summer. You know, this is May 14th and it's 80 degrees. You come through here in June, July, God forbid August, you'll be suffering. So you've got to keep a little bit of an eye out here, because I know roughly where Gemini Bridges turn off is, but at the same time I haven't been on it in 6 years.
A few inches later.
Welcome to Gemini Bridges. I didn't bother getting gas in Moab. I've only gone 87 miles. So I have another 200 miles of range. Did lower the tire pressures just a little bit more, because 32 for the sand sections wouldn't be a ton of fun. See how that 360 view works. I am truly curious what this is going to be like on this bike with the 6 years of experience that I now have. Whatever. They have totally changed the entrance to this thing, so the GPS file is totally wrong. There's an RV park at the entrance now. Like, it's a whole different deal. But yeah, this is gonna be funny. Because this was absolutely the limits of my skill 6 years ago. And I kind of get the feeling this time it's gonna be like, what the hell was that? One of the guys I was talking to back there, he's from Santa Monica. And he was a little bit nervous to take his Jeep up this because it's basically bone stock. And I basically had the conversation with him of like, bro, I literally took a street bike up this, basically, you know, Triumph Scrambler, up this 6 years ago and made it. Apparently there's another trail up here called Metal Masher. Curious as to what that would be like. I am going to keep an eye on the 360 because I don't want to break it. It already slid down, but that's okay. Yeah, I'm already past most of the stuff where we started having problems last time. I'm in second gear still. So the first time I did this was in the dark because we didn't get here until night, and my seat fell off in the parking lot. But I was having to sit through all of this because my seat wouldn't stay on otherwise. So that was fun. Yep, and I'm up. I'm up, you see me, I'm down. Yeah, 104 miles to the end of the section, which means 50 miles-ish to Green River. Yeah, there's the highway. Which, what was so funny the first time I did this is I could see the car lights down there, but I didn't really understand what it was. Because I had, you know, it's pitch black. I hadn't seen anything. What I just did in the last 5 minutes took us probably an hour. You know, we were effectively having to walk the bikes. Just goes to show, the saying in the athletic community is, it doesn't get easier, you just go faster. Experience completely changes your perspective on stuff. Better tires, a more capable bike also helps. 6 years and 10,000 miles a year of riding experience make a really big damn difference. third, I think. Fourth. Yeah, I'm just gliding through, really not even trying. Have gone all over the place in there. This is the first bit of it that I would even call remotely sandy. Oof. And it's still kind of not. So that was all of the hard stuff that I remember from Gemini Bridges. I think this climb freaked us out, but it was at least rocky. Try and see if I can spot where our campsite was, and I think they've now banned any camping from up here. Seeing this stuff when it's dry is super fun, but if this stuff gets wet, it turns into a nightmare. And I want to say we were right down there. In fact, I know we were. So that took me 15 minutes, maybe. I'm not even sure if it was that long. To do what took noob me 2 hours. But yeah, this stuff is great when it's dry. But man, you get into this stuff after it's rained and the rock is like ice. It is the craziest sensation. So this is 79. I am definitely warm. This is where the super shirt is more advantageous than the airbag, because I'm going nice and slow, so it's not likely that I'm going to have a big accident, and the airbag is just hotter, unfortunately. There's not much I can do about that. Oh! God! Caught the edge of my front wheel right on that rock. Alright. First fall on the tat. It's kind of a silly one. I'm gonna kill my head cam, turn the bike off, and get set up. I don't even think you touched the ground. Kind of a stupid fall all the way around, but it happens. And the main thing was the airbag did not go off. But yeah, my front tire just caught the lip of that rock. It's like getting cross-rutted. You think you're doing okay and it just dumps you. The reason it's called Gemini Bridges is there are, I believe, 2 natural bridges, essentially arches that are level with the ground along here. When we came through 6 years ago, you could walk out on it. I don't know that you're allowed to do that anymore. Probably not. Up on the top of the plateau now, so I would imagine it'll be sandier, but probably not as rocky. I would imagine as I go up and down in altitude, I'll cross through some stratification layers. But yeah, I'm very happy with the airbag vest not going off. I have it in enduro mode, not rally. I would have been kind of annoyed if it had gone off, because I mean, by the time I hit the ground, I was doing 5. You know, I didn't even feel it on the elbow pad. Like, I just basically laid on my side. Not a big deal. And the last thing I needed was to turn into the Michelin Man. I'm going, where the fuck am I going? I think I'm going this way. See, like there, that's a problem. Because I literally can barely tell which of these trails I'm supposed to go on. It's that one. But I have to zoom out and look. And be like, oh, okay, yeah. It reconnects with this, you know, in a mile. Intersections are where you need detailed instructions the most. And it's where this GPS file seems to fail you the most. I can't tell. Yeah, no, I don't know what it's trying to tell me to do. I don't trust the GPS file anymore. An unfortunate thing to say, I think it's following a trail down there. Maybe. I don't trust the GPS file anymore. Not to just lead me into a dead end or a closed trail, something that's not a trail anymore. Like, I know the Gemini Bridges is a valid trail. Is there a trail here? Oh, Jesus. Yeah, there's no trail there, guys, or it's closed. So I'm glad I didn't follow the route, because once again, another example, the route is no good. Thanks, Sam. Is this? Yeah, it's saying go. It has a fucking marker on it of no. God. It wants you to go up that way, and there's a sign right there that says travel prohibited. Like, that's 3 times today now. I think I'm about to pop out onto a paved road based on the map. Yep. Oh, Mesa Campground. Gorgeous though. I'm also really trying not to rush. If I stopped in Green River, that would still be basically 200 miles today. See, that was my first fall since Idaho last year, when the dog ran out in front of me. You figure out pretty quickly when you're doing this, like, falls are not a big deal. As long as you aren't hurting yourself or breaking things, it's nothing. I used to get so bent out of shape when I would fall over. Very quickly figured out that it's not at all a big deal. Oh, hey, snake. Just a little garter snake. The problem is I know after Green River, it's a good 150 miles before I go through. At a certain point, parts of the Trans-America Trail, you just gotta make miles, you know. It's a roughly 6,000 mile trip. Not all of it can be the most interesting riding you've ever seen. There's starting to zone out a little bit. It's just kind of meh. There's the highway. Alright, well, here's the pavement. I will talk to you from in Green River.
20 minutes later.
Either on purpose or accidentally, I think I timed it exactly how I needed to because it's about to start storming. I was going to knock it off anyway. And now I'm glad I did.
The next day.
Adjusted my chain, lubed my chain last night. Adjusted my tire pressures. Alright, get moving. It says 63, it's supposed to be closer to 55. It's gonna be 80-ish today. Yeah, I figured out I gotta slow the hell down. If I pushed it, like if I did long days and just went hard, I could damn near be in Burns in 4 days. You know, I did 160 miles yesterday, almost 170 by 12:30. I got 2 weeks to be in Burns, and I do not need to get there in a week. We are going to slow this down a little bit. Kind of half days, I'll do more days off, work on like editing footage and stuff. Their main advantage with this tablet is if I zoom in right, I can see the road names, and there are times that that is necessary. That if you don't want to do it, you can skip it very easily. I come back to the highway 10 or 15 miles up the road and cross I-70 and go north. So, you know, if you were having to make time or weather wasn't cooperating or whatever, you could skip this, you know, 60 miles in 20 minutes. Reminds me of, if you've ever seen Galaxy Quest, Goblin Valley, I don't know if it's a state park or a national park, but they filmed parts of Galaxy Quest when they had the little rock monsters. They filmed bits of that in the Alabama Hills also because it has those unique rock formations, but there's part of it with these weird little like mushroom looking rocks. And they filmed that in Goblin Valley because it's just you know, thousands of these little like mushroom rock formations. They're really cool. It's not too far from here. I want to say it's further west, but yeah, it's funny. What I'll be annoyed is if I get out here and find it's closed for something. A bunch of the trails in Moab got closed because of irresponsible idiots, and then a ton of the camping got closed. So like Gemini Bridges, you can't camp up there anymore. But yeah, the Forest Service, Bureau of Land Management is who owns most of that. They've had to close all sorts of stuff just because trash and unattended campfires and people riding off trail and just all around stupidity in the Moab area because people are loving it to death, and so it gets trails closed. You know, it's the same reason why the BDRs do all of the stuff about riding responsibly and staying on trail and, you know, being a good steward of the backcountry, because if you don't, that's what happens. They close the trail on you. Wish there was a good answer for it, you know? Like, I want people to be able to enjoy this. I don't expect to be the only person out here. I am a lot of the time, but you run into situations like what I was running into in Idaho, Moab on Memorial Day when I came through on the BDR. Like, it really is just kind of getting loved to death, where you're having near head-ons with people because they're not behaving the way you would expect people to behave in the backcountry. Can't find campsites, and people are just being dicks. Like, we're out here to enjoy this, guys. Enjoy it. But you also gotta leave something for somebody else to enjoy. God, look at that. I am also trying to make a decent enough progress before noon so that if it gets super hot, I can bail. I'm glad I'm coming through when I am, though. I think I saw in the weather report, in like 3 or 4 days, the high here is 90. Bit fighter jet-ish, just kind of curving through the canyon. Oh, hey. Just a little sandy. I would say this is all blown sand, drifted up from the stuff off to my right. Capitol Reef Dunes is not super far away from here. That's really cool because it's like it's coral dunes. It's all crushed like coral, and so it's pink. I mean like bright pink. Dunes. Because there's a million little roads back here, trails, everything else leading all over the place. Yeah, that was a neat, 100-mile loop. It was very pretty. top is why I ain't going over those. There's no way. Oh, there was sand at the bottom there. Hey, buddy. That's a donkey. That's not a horse. It's wild burros. I'm guessing this probably floods pretty badly when they get water. Closer than I thought. My God, that's... I don't have words. Oh, God. Oh. Words EXE has stopped working. Oh God, holy crap, pretty. I will say in a rainstorm, this would be sketchy as hell. Because I mean, the bottom of the canyon's right there. And so if you started getting rained on, a flash flood would be a big damn problem back here. Pictograph panel, yeah, here we go. So I'm guessing it's going to be up here because it has to be yeah, it's the back side of that. Because yeah, it has to be shielded from the weather, otherwise rain and weathering would wipe the panel off after, a couple hundred years. The thing you do realize with the locations of the pictograph panels that still exist, they're ones like that where they're sheltered from the weather, and so they didn't get, destroyed over time. Well, if that's the case, I mean, you literally have a pictograph panel in the middle of, back here. So does that mean that basically all of the rocks were covered in pictographs and they've just since been washed clean by weathering and, human behavior and stuff? Oh, God. Or did they only have limited locations where they put pictographs? And to me, it says that they were probably way more common than we give them credit for. And it's just those are the very few that have survived. It's just funny to think about, like, if you were here around that time period, there would have been stuff all along these rock faces. 20 miles, Castledale. Mine says 16, but whatever.
A few moments later.
I'm not going to talk, I'm just going to film because this is really pretty. This is Huntington Canyon. I did just pass a motorcyclist going the other way who gave me the international sign for deer. Absolutely no way I could have made this on dirt. Well, there I'm actually getting snowed on. It's kind of in between rain and snow. I just don't want hail. The winds should not be high enough to generate